Welcome to today's decision-making exercise brought to you by the California Association of Tactical Officers and the Debrief. My name is Toby Darby, and I'm a board member and instructor for Cato. Now, today's exercise is designed to challenge your ability to analyze complex situations, make critical decisions, and discuss them together with your peers. But before we dive into the scenarios, let's talk about what a decision-making exercise is and why it is so effective for law enforcement. A decision-making exercise, or as we call it at Cato, a DME, gives you the chance to step into a realistic scenario, consider how you would handle the situation, and then discuss different points of view and approaches. What makes it so powerful is that it allows you to test your thinking in a safe, controlled environment before the real world stakes are at play. It's a learning experience where you can see how your decisions might unfold in an actual incident, challenge each other's thinking, and come to an agreement on the resolution your team would take following your local law and policy guidelines. Before beginning today's exercise, please select one person to act as the facilitator for the exercise. As the facilitator, your role is critical in guiding group discussions, ensuring thoughtful analysis, and maintaining alignment with established law, ethics, policies, and national standards. Your responsibilities include pausing the video at key moments, encouraging participation, and challenging answers where appropriate. After each section or scenario prompt, you will pause the video to allow the group time to discuss and respond to the specific questions presented. Ensure that all participants have a clear understanding of the scenario before beginning the discussion. Encourage each group to answer the specific questions thoroughly. Ensure that every participant has an opportunity to contribute to the discussion. And if needed, prompt quieter members to share their thoughts to foster a diverse perspective. Listen carefully to the group's responses and challenge answers that may cause disagreement or do not align with legal, ethical, or policy standards. Use your knowledge of law enforcement policies, best practices, and national standards to steer the group back if their answers conflict with what is being trained or applied across the country. When disagreements arise, encourage the group to explore the reasons behind each stance. Push the group to justify their decisions, asking them to consider potential consequences, risk, and the balance between tactical action and safety. If any supporting documents, reference materials, or handouts are provided, distribute them at the appropriate times. Ensure participants review and incorporate this information into their decision-making process. Remind the group that the exercise is designed to stimulate real-world decision-making. The objective is not just to get the answer right, but to understand the thought process behind each decision. In the words of Simon Sinek, understand the why. In today's session, you'll be divided into small groups of 3 to 4 people per table. We will present you with several questions pertaining to today's incident. After each question is asked, I want you to pause the video, break into your groups, and discuss the problem. Talk through your solutions, frame how you see the issue, and consider what the dilemmas are that make it a challenge. Use this opportunity to share perspectives and think critically about the factors at play. Each breakout session will be about 5 to 10 minutes. Each small group should determine their answers to the questions asked. Before today's scenario, I will briefly cover a principle or concept related to tactical science, critical decision-making, or other considerations that will help you approach the problem. That said, make sure to include these concepts in your solutions and discussions. By the end, you will not only have an understanding of your own decision-making process, but also how to incorporate these concepts into real-life incidents. Finally, make sure that each time you return from your breakout sessions, you use a different person to brief back what your table discussed. If you are more tenured at your table, I would encourage you to let those at your table who have less experience talk first. You will see that not everyone sees the problem the same way and may have a different way on how they handle the problem. This happens because people in your class or your group have different levels of training, education, experience, and cognitive biases. That's what's great about these exercises, exposing different points of view and applying different tactics to these situations. Now let's get started.
My name is Josh Wofford, and I'll be walking you through today's exercise. This scenario will unfold in 3 parts. After each dilemma, you'll be asked to pause the video and break out in a group discussion using the provided questions. Your goal is not to find the perfect answer, but to think critically, frame the problem correctly, and apply the principles of tactical science. Let's begin. You're off duty when you receive a call from a field supervisor. Patrol has just responded to a domestic violence call. The male suspect reportedly struck his wife several times in the head with a hammer. The suspect fled to a nearby house before officers arrived. When patrol arrived, witnesses pointed out the suspect's residence, As officers approached, the suspect came out and threw what appeared to be an M80-style explosive device in their direction. The device combusted, leaving behind paper and cardboard debris. Thankfully, no officers were injured. The suspect then ran back into the residence. The field supervisor advises that the suspect is believed to be inside the home with his 4-year-old son. Officers are on the phone with the suspect. He says he'll surrender in the morning, but if police try to arrest him tonight, he'll detonate what he claims are enough explosives to level the whole neighborhood. A full SWAT activation has been requested. As a SWAT supervisor, how are you framing this incident? Is this a barricade, a hostage situation, or a tactical standoff with potential for mass harm? What are your immediate priorities and why? What tactical principles apply here? Containment, time, terrain, initiative, priorities of life? What should be done to begin stabilizing this situation? Pause the video and discuss these questions with the group. They'll be displayed on screen. Welcome back. You're now at the command post several hours into the incident. Negotiators have been in frequent cell phone contact with the suspect and his child. The suspect allows his son to speak with negotiators, but the child is hostile, shouting obscenities and refusing engagement. The child is 4 years old. The suspect claims to possess multiple Molotov cocktails, other explosive devices, and precursors to make more. He says he's a combat veteran with explosives and booby trap experience. His mood fluctuates widely, sometimes lethargic, other times explosive with anger. During one call, he states, "I'd rather see my son in heaven than with you or his mom." Negotiators also report hearing a sound over the phone they describe as metal on metal, possibly the loading of magazines. A firearms record check reveals the suspect owns a 9mm handgun. Family members confirm he likely has Molotov cocktails, but says he's bluffing about large explosives or a firearm. An hour later, the suspect cuts off all contact, saying he'll call again in the morning. Questions for your team. Not being able to contact the suspect, do you wait it out until the morning or begin agitating him in order to get him to answer the phone and speak with negotiators? What are your thoughts about the 4-year-old son, who is hostile towards the police? Is he a captive, hostage, or conspirator? After hearing from the wife about not having the means to blow up the whole block, or that he has a gun, when a record check shows that he did, do you think the suspect threats are credible? Pause the video and begin your group discussion. Welcome back. 15 minutes after breaking contact, the suspect emerges at the front door. He's holding what appears to be a pipe bomb in one hand and a blowtorch in the other. His 4-year-old son is clutching the back of his waistband, clearly trying to stop him from going any further. At the suspect's feet is a box of 6 Molotov cocktails. Your sniper radios in, he has a clear headshot. Final question for your team. What are your concerns if the sniper does or does not take the shot? What are some of your concerns in regards to the potential explosives and the possibility of the kid setting something off? If the sniper took a shot and either missed or was not effective, would you then escalate to a dynamic entry? This is your final pause. Take time to walk through the complexity of this moment. The answers aren't easy, but that's why we train to lead through chaos. Welcome back. This scenario, which was based on a real incident in Bakersfield, California, was designed to force you to reassess your framing as new facts emerged. The presence of a child, the relationship of the child to the suspect, the threat of explosives, mental health concerns, and conflicting intelligence creates pressure on even the best of teams. In this exercise, you apply tactical science, principle-based thinking, and your operational experience to manage risk across all fronts: physical, investigational, and organizational. It's important to say that this scenario is representative of a trend that SWAT teams across the country are seeing with increased frequency. Barricaded suspects who either possess explosives or intentionally start fires that force our hand, collapse timelines, and escalate risk in a matter of seconds. These fires are sometimes started by the suspect, either as an act of desperation or to destroy evidence. But in other cases, they're accidental, caused by chemical agents or other tools deployed by SWAT during the operation. Here's the question I want you to consider. Is your team equipped to handle a structure fire in a hot zone? Do you have firefighting capability integrated into your armored vehicle? Do you carry any tools or suppression agents that allow you to contain a fire without immediately pulling the fire department into a hazardous environment? If the answer is no, this may be an opportunity to reassess your agency's preparedness. Ask yourself, have you trained with your local fire department? Do you know how to use their hoses, ladders, breathing gear if needed? Do you know what not to do, like breaking every window and unintentionally feeding oxygen to the fire? We've seen these scenarios unfold in real life, and the teams that adapted best were the ones who had cross-trained with their fire personnel, had preloaded extinguishing tools on scene, and had clear communication protocol for when the fire intersects with a tactical event. Because when it comes to barricaded suspects, fire can change the tempo of an incident faster than anything else. Thank you for your participation. Stay sharp, stay disciplined, and stay safe.